Yeah, I'm sucking my teeth. I don't care. Yep. Yep. That was Lockdown. Lockdown. Lethal Lockdown. There wasn't nothing lethal about it. But, you know, getting mad at a pay-per-view name, you know, that's beneath me. So, to be brutally honest, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And, it could be because I'm not used to hearing Taz on a full show basis. He really got on my nerves the whole night. You know, I'm very convinced that there's no such thing as good commentators anymore. I'm really fucking convinced. I think William Regal and JR are the only good ones now. I think everybody else is just like, you know, going through. I think like, you know, Jerry Lawler's just going through the motions. He's not giving a shit about the action. So, whatever. But that's beside the point. The first match that came on was X Division Championship. To be really honest with you, I'm not a fan of Kenny King. Yeah, I know I'm black and I'm supposed to support black people, but you know what? I don't like him. I never liked him. Even when he was in TNA, I wasn't a big. I mean, not TNA. Even when he was in Ring of Honor, I wasn't a big fan of him. But he wasn't that bad. They botched a couple times there. I thought Christian York looked really good. I liked some of the spots they did. You know, it was clear spots. It was like, there was one part where Zema Ion was like standing up, like he was like laying down, but he was pushing himself up. It's like I can clearly see what the fuck you're about to do. We're not dumb. Any wrestling fan with half a brain can see that shit. Like, okay, yeah, they're about to do. Yeah, he's about to stomp on his back. Okay, cool, perfect. He won it. He retained it. Big deal. I'm just gonna get that other one out of the way. Joseph Parks and you know, Rick Rude, Val Venus, a little bit of Dolph Ziggler, a little bit of that motherfucker that was in CZW, all mixed into one. That dude, Joey Ryan, yeah, him. That was a shit match. It was just dumb, and I get a lot of people love the Joseph Parks character. I don't, so I really wasn't invested in it. I don't know, big deal. Robbie T versus Robbie E. Good God, was that stupid? I mean, really, you know what? You know what, man? I have nothing to say about that match. It was just dumb. It was a placeholder match. Really, it was. We ain't got nothing better for y'all folks, so this is what we gotta do. Booyah. So, what else happened? Gail Kim and Velvet Sky. This is interesting because this match didn't really piss me off. It's just the shit that went down in it that made me laugh. First off, I'm not a big fan of the female referee. Not because I don't think females should not be refereeing a match. It ain't got shit to do with that. I just knew they was going to do shit with her the second I see a referee and her tits are exposed. I know for a fact if you're there not just for eye candy, they're going to fucking use you eventually. And I was more mad at the fact that I knew it was going to come to this. Just I didn't know it was going to be this pay-per-view or this moment that was going to just bust out and happen. But you know, Gail Kim doing a good heel type stuff was like, you know, fucking with her and she snapped. And I hate that shit with female wrestlers where they grab the girl's hair and do this. I guess because guys get off to it. Who really? I can't imagine Fit Finley telling the girls, the divas when he was training them, all right, this is what I want you to do: tackle them and start wrestling her hair. I doubt he does that shit, and I sound like Vince McMahon more than Finley, but I hate it when they do that. I didn't know Velvet, you know, it called me not paying attention to Velvet Sky because really outside of her intro, I really don't give a shit about her. I didn't know she did like the pedigree. You're probably like, oh my god, how you didn't know that? I didn't care. That's how I did not know that. So I was laughing like, okay, now we're gonna have Gail Kim beef with the referee. If this shit was WWE, if we just convert this to WWE, there'd be so many butt hurt people right now. But since it's TNA, I guess we're supposed to accept it. So fine, whatever. I'm not. I just think it's shit. A match I actually thought that was pretty good was actually a tag match. The tag team match, you know, with Bad Intentions, Bobby Roode, you know, the former champions, what I call them, the former champions, and Mexicools. 2.5 or whatever. The Super Mexicans, whatever you want to call them. I really thought that Chavo and Hernandez was actually going to go in there, get a big win in Texas, get their belts back. Hernandez looked incredible in this match. You know, as incredible as he can be with his size and all that. So I thought he looked good. Chavo, I'm one of the few people that's not impressed with Chavo no more, but I know a lot of people that likes the fact that he's in TNA doing something, you know. Mazel tov, I guess, you know. I thought, amazingly enough, I thought Rude and Aries, they did their job in the match, but they didn't impress me too much. I did like how Kazarian took one big bump, and I forgot which bump it was. I think it was when he fell off. I think he accidentally it was something where Hernandez was basically shoulder blocking the shit out of everybody, and I might be getting this wrong here because it probably wasn't Kazarian, but it looked like he was trying to get up and he just like fell face down. It just fell face down. The way he hit the canvas, I just started laughing. But it was a really good match. I did enjoy it. I thought there was going to be a lot of big. It was mainly to make Chavo and Hernandez look good. You know what I'm saying? They got over real big. I thought it was actually pretty fucking entertaining. It was the best match of the night to me. And I thought that was going to be. I thought that was going to actually mean something for us tonight. No, not at all. Because the next match was Wes Briscoe and Kurt Angle. Good. I feel bad for Kurt. You know why? It was like he was lugging a big ass TV by himself the whole time. And you know, I probably wasn't focused on it, but like, you know, too much to know what the fuck was going on. But it looked like Kurt was doing all the fucking work, and Wes was like, okay, what did I do that? What did I do that? What did I do? And I don't want to hear shit. Everybody saying that, well, he didn't get over in WWE and this, that, all that. No, Pritchard wanted him here, and that's where he is here, and you know, you can talk about that shit, but I'm not going into that. I just didn't like how he did it. And if we're putting over Briscoe as this guy that WWE should have been pushing, that should have brought up and all that, I wished he looked a lot better. And it could be what the outfit, because I hate the Aces in their outfit. You know, I hate the whole fact they got Russell in jeans and shit like that. It just didn't look good. So. But I feel bad for Kurt. Kurt looked like he was doing way too much in that match, trying to make it look good. And when he gave the finger, I know everybody's like, oh, thing about Kurt, if I can go real quick, the thing about Kurt that really kills me is that he is trying to do everything so anti-WWE by cursing a lot and throwing up middle fingers and shit like that. So it's like, Curtis. Man, you still want to suck off Vince. We're not stupid. But no big deal for that. It was a shitty match. I hated it. If I'm not mistaken, the Team TNA versus Team Aces and Eights. I wasn't really into it. By this time, I was really tired. My eyes were getting tired watching a lot of the shit that was going on. Not the action. It was just like I was just getting tired, and then Taz was getting on my last fucking nerve. You know, I know Cole, and I went through, come on, I'm a WWE fan. I went through Cole talking shit during that whole time he was supposed to be this great, you know, whatever. I don't want to talk about that shit either, but it's something tiring about those people that are way too overly heelish commentators. And by then, he just fucking got on my nerves. But I thought it was decent until the very end. Well, not the very end, because the very end, I actually did like the finish where Eric Young did that looked like, I thought it was a fist drop, but it was an elbow drop from the top of the cage. I was like, okay, pretty impressive. And I thought he pretty much crushed. I think that was Mike Knox. I thought he crushed his larynx when he did that shit. But actually, he was like holding his leg or something. I think something else got hurt in that process. But I like the finish, and I know somebody's gonna say, "Oh, what about that quadruple plex they did they did?" And I was like, "No, it looked like shit," because everybody was like, "Wait, all right, we let it go down, we let it go down, we let it go down, we let it go down." Okay, 1, 2, hold on, 1, 2, 3. It looked like one of them, I liked how I did like the crowd booing the fuck out of Bischoff. God, man, I hate his son. I hate his son so much, and everybody say you can't wrestle. You know, there's got to be a better chance than telling him he can't wrestle. There's got to be a much better chance than telling him like you don't belong here or some shit, you know. But what really killed the match for me was actually Sting, and I'm saying that Sting was like fucked up. No, he brought out the weapons, and I thought it was cool. He went, you know, of course it's Sting, and he has a baseball bat. Shit's going down, you know what I mean? But he takes everybody down, and the whole match completely slows down to a crawl. It really just like, oh my god, now we're adding like 4 more minutes to this match. Hurry the fuck up. So whatever. Finally, the main event, Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy. There was something said a long time ago by one of my friends. He was like, if I'm not mistaken, he said, well, you know this is all going to end where Ray just joins the Aces and Eights somehow, some way, because it's TNA. And, you know, we all agreed, but it was more of the thing where you put it in the back of your mind. You don't really think about it because you don't see it or nothing really dropping. But the last few weeks I was telling myself, especially since Hogan was so gun-ho about, hey brother, you're my son-in-law, brother, I'm going to put you over and yada yada yada. I was telling myself, you know what, this would be a good opportune time for that bullshit to actually pop off. Even though it kind of makes no sense, but you know, why not? And it did happen. The only good thing about that match was, it was like, really nothing. It was really standing. And once again, they was putting over that this match was brutal. It really wasn't. It was really standard. It wasn't really nothing that really hopped off and like, you know, jumped off and like, hey, watch this shit, because watch what the fuck Jeff gonna do. Jeff didn't do nothing really outside of spectacular, and neither did Bubba. So, and I knew the second Aces and Eights started showing up, I was like, yep, it happened, because the only way you can catch me is if Jeff Hardy is a part of Aces and Eights. And you know what? That will be more interesting. It'd be much more interesting. Like, Jeff is like, fuck that. Y'all thought I was all colorful and shit, and I had the little eyeballs on my eyelids and shit, and that all the bitches like me. Well, guess what? Shit just got real. I'm Jeff Hardy. Instead of all the colors, all of a sudden he's wearing black and white. And okay, you know what? Better yet, that would have been horrible. But still, I hate it. I was like, oh my god. And my wife was sitting there the whole time. I was like, Jeff deserves better than this. Go back to WWE. And you looked at it, everybody was throwing their motherfucking all you saw was Bud Light cans going inside the ring. I was just laughing. I was like, God, this is fucking dumb. And the only good thing that's going to come out of this is we get good old heel Bully Ray. I love Bubba as a heel. I always did. And, you know, say he said, I used you, Hogan, and I screwed you, Brooke. I was like, ha ha, double entendre. Ha ha, ha ha. Hey, I called her a bitch. He called her a bitch. I'm like, yes, thank you. Hey, Bubba, wave your dick at him. He didn't do that part. But still, you know, it was kind of cool seeing him and Devon do that little thing. And you know what? A part of me was thinking, like, Taz was going to give away this ending. If y'all, any of y'all guys didn't see the match and y'all watch it, something felt like to me when Aces and Eights started showing up. I was thinking to myself, Taz is going to get this shit away. Oh my god, what's happening? Hey Bubba, guess what? Are you on our side? Or some shit. I felt like he was going to spoil it because he has done that shit before. But anyway, what do I give the night? And I'm being brutally honest. Got one match. The tag team match was the X Division match wasn't that bad. Those are the only 2 matches I really enjoyed. Cool, God, I hate doing this. I give it a D+. I hate doing this because I thought, that tag team match was really good, and just the rest of the night really just disappointed me. It was just like it, and I think what it was more the fact that it felt mediocre, and they just like, hey, this is good enough. So that's what I give it.